Alright guys, what is happening? Sean Ames here from Heart of America FPV, and today we're here at the workbench and I've got a review of this Craftsman toolbox from Lowe's. It's just under 10 bucks and it's made of plastic and comes with a nice red handle. You're probably thinking, why are we looking at a Craftsman toolbox? And as you can imagine, this is not a normal toolbox. Hacked it up a little bit because that's what I like to do. I'm a drone racer and a drone race promoter. This is actually my ground station box for live streams. So let's kind of look around the outside here. On the back, I've got an AC input there. I actually had that from another project, I think when I did my charge box. Those came in a package of 2 for 1 or something. So I got that. On this side, there's a mildly janky USB output if you needed to plug in a wired mouse, or I'm trying to figure out how to put a hard drive on that. And on the front here, I've got a Powerplay screen. Now, I had done a modification to my Powerplay where I took the battery off of it and just simplified it down. But now I've got this on this box. But inside, let's crack it open. Have a look-see here. So what we've got is my normal ground station gear I've been running for a while. I've been using these Foxeer Wildfire receivers, and then this is what's under each of the receivers. It's like a goggle module attachment that you can buy for DJI goggles, and it's just an easier way to like plug a goggle module in and give it power, and you get video out. They also over here have these pads, tiny pads there on the bottom left of that where there's wire solder. That's what I'm actually using for my output of all these to go to the Night Owl. And you might be thinking, well, where's the Night Owl? I had decased my Night Owl DVR a long time ago, so that's it right there, because it was just super huge, and I had it in another box, and yeah, I just made it smaller. So there's the Night Owl. I've got a USB plugged in actually for a wireless mouse that I can use there. And then here's my video inputs for the ground stations. I haven't done it yet, but the Night Owl has an HDMI out. I know you can't see that super well. There's an HDMI out down there. That's what you typically use to go to your capture card or a TV or whatever. I'm going to actually wire that to a jack on the side of the box, so you can just plug HDMI out straight into the outside of the box. Nothing super fancy with the wiring. I did cut all these cables and hard solder them to the goggle module bay, I'll call it, just so the wires were a little bit more manageable. Otherwise they would have been super long and kind of bundled up like this one. I just didn't want all that mess. So it's in there. Right here, this is a decased 12-volt power supply off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. But it's just simple, it's cheap, 12 volts, 3 amps, and then I bought one of these dongles. Let's see if I have one here. Just one of these things. I actually have this, and I have a couple, just 2 output Y adapters that I use just because these weren't quite long enough to get everywhere I needed to go. Plugs in and splits that up, and I'm using that. Hopefully that 3 amp power supply is beefy enough to power 4 to 6 goggle modules, my Powerplay, and the Night Owl, all of which work fine on 12 volts. So that's the inside of the box, all super duper easy. I primarily made this time around for our Tiny Trainer series we're doing in St. Louis. I'm not doing the live stream, but they needed some help getting the feeds to their live stream set up. And my normal live stream box I had all this in had like my sound mixer and USB inputs and outputs from my computer and a bunch of stuff that I just didn't need. And I wanted to simplify it, so that's what this is. So for the Tiny Trainer series, we're only doing 4 pilots up, so we're going to be using channels 1 through 4. When I do races, sometimes I'll do as many as 6 up, so that's why I have these 2 extra receivers down there. But my plan was to actually just take the output of this receiver and output it to the Powerplay on the front, so I could DVR, random feed if I wanted to. But kind of in the process, I decided to take the analog video out from the Night Owl and feed that in there. So let's plug this in. I'll show you what it all looks like powered up. But this plug just kind of makes it a little easier. So I can see all the receivers are powered up now. my thought is if I'm at a race and it's nice out, like I would just leave this open. I think it would be fine to keep it closed. Obviously, I don't have antennas on everything. I did order dipole antennas for these 4 receivers because at the warehouse series we're doing, I imagine most everyone's going to be running dipoles, and so we'll see how that works. It might be terrible, but I think they're short enough. They're only 3 centimeters that I can close the lid if I need to without taking them off, so that'll be convenient. If not, I really love these Foxeer lollipop stubby antennas. I might put those on there if that doesn't work out. But that's everything powered up. But then on the front here, the Powerplay, you have to manually turn it on. So I'll turn it on here. And I thought this was so cute looking. The 4-up. Can you guys see that? I don't think that's super practical. It's going to be neat to see what it looks like when I DVR 4 pilots racing in that small resolution. But at least it's 60 frames. So, I think that might be useful, though, if you need to change settings on the Night Owl. I can turn my mouse on. It's super little, but it would let me click a different view if I needed to. Or if 4-up wasn't bad enough, how's 9-up on that tiny screen? But I guess I could also select just one at a time or something if I wanted to. That's there if I need to change settings on the Night Owl. And then also I think it's just a good little quick reference to see what the video is looking like. If someone's like, oh, I got interference, or my quad's not on, you could glance there and see that it's on the wrong channel. Maybe their goggles are on the wrong channel because it's coming through fine here. I think that'll be handy, so pretty excited about that. But that's it. Super functional. It's going to serve a purpose for me. I can take it to St. Louis really easy. Plop it up on a shelf, HDMI out, and Bob's your uncle. We've got the 4-up race feed for the event. So anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful to you. I will put links in the description to the random parts that I used. None of it's super fancy, but yeah, feel free to use those links. It'll help me out, and we will catch you next time on Heart of America FPV. Later.